Do you remember when every household had a gallon jug of white vinegar under the kitchen sink? Back before we had a different cleaning product for every surface, our grandparents relied on simple, versatile solutions that actually worked. Today we're exploring 25 ingenious vinegar hacks that our grandparents swore by, tricks that will save you money and simplify your life in ways you never imagined. Let's start with cleaning your glass windows. Our grandparents knew the secret to crystal clear windows without spending a fortune on commercial cleaners. They'd mix equal parts white vinegar and water in a spray bottle, creating a solution that cost pennies compared to today's window cleaners that run $4 to $6 a bottle. The magic happened when they'd spray this mixture on the glass and wipe it down with old newspapers, not paper towels. That's right, newspapers. The slight texture of newsprint combined with the acidic properties of vinegar cut through fingerprints, dust, and even that stubborn film that builds up over time. My grandmother would clean her windows every Saturday morning, and neighbors would actually comment on how her windows seemed to disappear. They were so clean. The vinegar evaporates quickly, leaving no streaks or residue behind. She'd always say that Windex was for people with more money than sense. Today's professional window cleaners still use this method because it works better than most commercial products. The acetic acid in vinegar dissolves mineral deposits from rain and hard water that other cleaners just smear around. Freshen up laundry. Before fabric softeners filled grocery store shelves in the 1960s, adding a cup of white vinegar to the rinse cycle was the standard way to eliminate odors and soften clothes. Our grandparents discovered that vinegar neutralizes the alkaline salts that make fabrics feel stiff and scratchy. It also strips away detergent residue that modern washing machines often leave behind, especially in areas with hard water. The vinegar smell completely disappears as clothes dry, leaving them fresh and clean without any artificial fragrances. This trick was especially valuable during the Great Depression when every penny counted and a gallon of vinegar cost just a few cents. Families with babies used vinegar rinses to remove ammonia smells from cloth diapers, and farmers relied on it to eliminate the stubborn odors from work clothes. Modern studies have shown that vinegar actually kills up to 82% of mold species and 99% of bacteria, making it more effective than many commercial laundry sanitizers. Plus, unlike fabric softeners that coat fibers with chemicals, vinegar actually removes buildup, allowing towels and athletic wear to maintain their absorbency and moisture-wicking properties. Soften towels. Have you ever wondered why your grandmother's towels stayed soft and fluffy for decades, while yours turned rough after a year? The secret was adding half a cup of vinegar to the wash cycle specifically for towels. This practice dates back to the early 1900s, when terry cloth towels first became popular in American homes. The vinegar dissolves the mineral deposits and soap residue that accumulate in the towel fibers, which is what makes them feel rough and reduces their absorbency. Our grandparents understood that fabric softeners actually make towels less absorbent by coating the fibers with a waxy residue. Instead, they used vinegar, which strips away this buildup without leaving any coating behind. Hotels started adopting this technique in the 1950s to maintain their towels' quality through hundreds of washes. The acid in vinegar also helps set the dye in colored towels, preventing fading and keeping them looking newer longer. Many people today spend $20 on special towel detergents when a 50-cent dose of vinegar does a better job. Clean your coffee maker. Long before Keurig machines and descaling solutions, our grandparents kept their percolators and drip coffee makers running perfectly with monthly vinegar cleanings. They'd run a mixture of equal parts water and white vinegar through the machine, followed by 2 cycles of plain water to rinse. This removed the mineral buildup that affects both the machine's performance and the coffee's taste. In the 1950s and 60s, when Mr. Coffee machines became household staples, The instruction manuals actually recommended vinegar cleaning as the primary maintenance method. The calcium and lime deposits that build up in coffee makers can increase brewing time by up to 25% and raise your electricity bill. Our grandparents knew that neglecting this simple maintenance meant replacing the coffee maker every few years instead of having it last decades. My grandfather's percolator from 1952 still works perfectly today because he cleaned it with vinegar religiously. Commercial descaling products that cost $15 a bottle use citric acid as their main ingredient, while vinegar contains acetic acid that works just as effectively for a fraction of the cost. Neutralize pet odors. Before enzymatic cleaners hit the market in the 1980s, pet owners relied on diluted vinegar solutions to tackle pet odors throughout the house. Mix 1 part vinegar with 4 parts water in a spray bottle, and you have a pet-safe deodorizer that actually eliminates odors rather than masking them. Our grandparents discovered that the acid in vinegar neutralizes the ammonia in pet urine, breaking down the compounds that cause lingering smells. They'd spray this solution on pet bedding, furniture, and carpets, letting it air dry completely. The vinegar smell dissipates within an hour, taking the pet odors with it. Farm families used this technique in mudrooms where working dogs would rest, keeping the smell from permeating the entire house. Unlike many modern pet deodorizers that contain harmful chemicals, vinegar is completely safe if pets lick treated surfaces. Veterinarians in the 1960s actually recommended vinegar solutions for cleaning pet areas because it also helps repel fleas and ticks. Today's pet odor eliminators can cost $20 or more per bottle, while a gallon of vinegar costs less than $3 and treats the same area multiple times. Remove stubborn stains from clothes. Our grandparents treated stubborn stains like sweat marks, deodorant residue, and grass stains by soaking garments in a vinegar water solution before washing. They'd mix 1 part vinegar with 2 parts water and let the stained clothing soak for at least 30 minutes, sometimes overnight, for really tough stains. The acid in vinegar breaks down the proteins in sweat and the aluminum compounds in antiperspirants that cause yellow underarm stains. This technique was especially important in the era before washing machines, when clothes were scrubbed by hand on washboards. Factory workers in the 1940s used vinegar soaks to remove machine oil and grease from their uniforms. Even delicate fabrics like silk and wool that couldn't withstand harsh chemicals could be safely treated with vinegar. The military recommended vinegar for removing bloodstains from uniforms during World War II. Modern stain removers often contain enzymes and surfactants that can damage fabric fibers over time, while vinegar is gentle enough for repeated use without weakening the material. Professional dry cleaners still use vinegar-based solutions for treating organic stains that don't respond to standard cleaning methods. Deodorize the dishwasher. In the 1950s, when automatic dishwashers became common in middle-class homes, manufacturers recommended running an empty cycle with a cup of vinegar on the top rack monthly. This practice removes soap scum, grease buildup, and mineral deposits that cause dishwashers to smell musty and operate inefficiently. Our grandparents understood that food particles get trapped in the spray arms and filters, creating a breeding ground for bacteria and mold. The vinegar's acidity dissolves these deposits while sanitizing the entire interior. They'd noticed that dishes came out spotless and glasses sparkled after a vinegar cleaning cycle. Before rinse aids were invented, adding vinegar to each wash was the standard way to prevent water spots on glassware. The practice became so common that some dishwasher models in the 1960s included a special vinegar dispenser. Today's dishwasher cleaning tablets cost $5 each, while a cup of vinegar achieves the same results for pennies. Regular vinegar cleaning can extend a dishwasher's life by several years, by preventing the buildup that causes pump failures and spray arm clogs. Unclogged drains. Before Drano was invented in 1923, and even after it became available, many households preferred the safer combination of baking soda and vinegar for clearing slow drains. Pour half a cup of baking soda down the drain, followed by a cup of vinegar, and watch the fizzing action that breaks down hair, soap, scum, and grease. Our grandparents would cover the drain for 15 minutes to contain the reaction, then flush with boiling water. This method was especially popular during the Depression, when commercial drain cleaners were considered an unnecessary luxury. Plumbers in the 1940s actually recommended this technique to customers because it wouldn't damage old metal pipes like caustic chemical cleaners could. The combination creates carbonic acid, which dissolves organic matter without harming your plumbing or the environment. Boarding houses and hotels use this method weekly to maintain their drains and prevent costly plumbing emergencies. The fizzing action also helps dislodge buildup in the curved trap under the sink where clogs commonly form. Modern drain cleaners can cost $10 to $15 and contain sodium hydroxide that can burn skin and damage pipes, while vinegar and baking soda are safe enough to use with bare hands. Clean your microwave. When microwave ovens entered American kitchens in the late 1960s, early adopters quickly discovered that heating a bowl of vinegar and water created steam that loosened baked-on food splatters. Mix equal parts vinegar and water in a microwave-safe bowl and heat for 3 to 5 minutes until the window steams up. The acidic steam penetrates dried food particles, making them easy to wipe away with a damp cloth. Our grandparents appreciated this method because it eliminated the need for harsh scrubbing that could damage the microwave's interior coating. Restaurant workers in the 1970s used this technique during closing time to quickly clean multiple microwaves. The vinegar also neutralizes food odors that get absorbed into the microwave's walls, particularly from foods like fish or popcorn. Before specialized microwave cleaners existed, appliance manufacturers included this vinegar steaming method in their care instructions. The steam reaches into the vents and crevices where splatters hide, areas that are difficult to clean by hand. Commercial microwave cleaners today cost $8 or more and often contain chemicals you wouldn't want near your food. Remove sticker residue. Long before Goo Gone was invented in 1991, our grandparents removed sticky label residue and price tags with vinegar-soaked cloths. They'd saturate a rag with undiluted white vinegar and lay it over the sticky area for 5 to 10 minutes. The acid in vinegar breaks down the adhesive polymers, allowing the residue to be rubbed away easily. This technique was essential when glass milk bottles were returned for deposits and needed their labels removed. Antique dealers in the 1950s used vinegar to clean valuable items without risking damage from harsh solvents. The method works on glass, metal, plastic, and even painted surfaces without causing discoloration or damage. Our grandparents also used heated vinegar for extra stubborn adhesive, warming it slightly to increase its effectiveness. Store owners relied on this trick to remove old sale stickers and prepare items for new pricing. The vinegar method became so well known that libraries used it to remove old checkout cards and stamps from books being withdrawn from circulation. Modern adhesive removers contain petroleum distillates that can damage certain surfaces and require ventilation, while vinegar is safe for indoor use. Freshen your refrigerator. Before baking soda boxes became the standard fridge deodorizer in the 1970s, our grandparents placed small bowls of vinegar in the back of their refrigerators to neutralize odors. The vinegar absorbs and neutralizes the volatile compounds that cause food smells to linger and mix. They'd change the bowl weekly, using the old vinegar for cleaning before replacing it with fresh. This practice was especially important in the days of ice boxes and early refrigerators that didn't seal as tightly as modern models. The vinegar also helped control humidity levels, reducing the condensation that could cause mold growth. Grocery stores in the 1940s recommended this technique to customers buying their first electric refrigerators. The acetic acid vapor creates an environment hostile to bacteria and mold spores, actually preventing odors before they start. Our grandparents often added a few drops of vanilla extract to the vinegar for a pleasant scent. This method is still superior to modern deodorizers because vinegar actively neutralizes odors while other products merely mask them. Professional restaurant kitchens continue using vinegar bowls in their walk-in coolers to maintain freshness. Shiny hair rinse. In the 1920s, before commercial conditioners existed, women achieved glossy, manageable hair with diluted vinegar rinses after shampooing. Mix 1 part vinegar with 4 parts water and pour it through your hair as a final rinse, working it through with your fingers. The vinegar removes soap residue and mineral deposits from hard water that make hair look dull and feel tangled. Our grandmothers discovered that the acidic rinse smooths the hair cuticle, reducing frizz and increasing shine. Beauty parlors in the 1930s and 40s offered vinegar rinses as premium treatments. The practice was especially popular among Hollywood actresses who needed their hair to look lustrous under bright studio lights. Apple cider vinegar became the preferred choice for brunettes, while white vinegar worked best for blondes. The vinegar smell completely disappears as hair dries, leaving no trace except improved texture and appearance. This technique also helps restore the scalp's natural pH balance, reducing dandruff and itchiness. Modern clarifying shampoos that cost $20 or more use citric acid to achieve the same effect that vinegar provides for less than a nickel per treatment. Make your own all-purpose cleaner. During World War II, when cleaning products were rationed, housewives created all-purpose cleaners by combining equal parts vinegar and water in spray bottles. This simple solution could clean countertops, sinks, toilets, floors, and virtually any surface except marble or granite. Our grandparents appreciated that one bottle could replace dozens of specialized cleaners, saving both money and storage space. The mixture kills 99% of bacteria, 82% of mold, and 80% of viruses, making it more effective than many commercial cleaners. Hospitals in the 1950s used vinegar solutions for non-critical cleaning tasks. The acidic properties dissolve soap scum, mineral deposits, and greasy residues without leaving toxic residues behind. Many families added a few drops of essential oil or lemon juice for scent, creating custom cleaners for different rooms. The U.S. military included vinegar in their field cleaning kits because it was effective, portable, and safe. This all-purpose cleaner costs about 50 cents to make compared to $4 to $6 for commercial alternatives. Professional cleaning services still use vinegar-based solutions for clients who prefer eco-friendly cleaning methods. Kill weeds naturally. Before Roundup was introduced in 1974, gardeners controlled weeds by spraying them directly with undiluted white vinegar on sunny days. The acetic acid draws moisture from plant leaves, causing them to wither and die within hours. Our grandparents knew to apply vinegar during the heat of the day when the sun's rays intensify its effectiveness. This method was especially popular for killing weeds in sidewalk cracks and driveways where you didn't want anything to grow. Victory Garden guides during World War II recommended vinegar for organic weed control to maximize food production without chemicals. Farmers used industrial-strength vinegar with 20% acidity for larger areas, though household vinegar at 5% acidity works fine for small spaces. The vinegar method is selective, allowing you to target specific weeds without harming nearby plants if applied carefully. Railroad companies in the early 1900s used vinegar to keep tracks clear of vegetation. Unlike modern herbicides that can persist in soil for months, vinegar breaks down within days, making it safe for pets and children. Commercial organic herbicides using concentrated vinegar as their main ingredient now cost $30 per gallon. Whiten dingy socks. When white socks turned gray or yellow, our grandparents restored them by soaking them overnight in a mixture of 1 part vinegar to 2 parts hot water. The acid in vinegar dissolves the built-up body oils, detergent residue, and mineral deposits that cause discoloration. This technique was crucial when white socks were part of school uniforms and professional dress codes. The method became popular during the 1950s, when white athletic socks became fashionable for everyday wear. Laundromats posted instructions for vinegar soaking to help customers maintain their whites without expensive bleaching. The vinegar treatment is gentler on fabric than chlorine bleach, preventing the weakening and yellowing that repeated bleaching causes. Our grandparents often added a tablespoon of baking soda to boost the whitening power. Professional sports teams used this method to keep uniforms bright under stadium lights. The treatment also eliminates the foot odor bacteria that regular washing might miss. Modern optical brighteners in detergents mask dinginess rather than removing it, while vinegar actually strips away the discoloration. Specialty sock whitening products cost $10 or more, while a vinegar soak costs pennies and works better. Remove hard water stains. In areas with mineral-rich water, our grandparents combated white crusty buildup on faucets and shower heads by soaking them in undiluted vinegar. They'd fill a plastic bag with vinegar, secure it around the fixture with a rubber band, and leave it overnight. The acid dissolves calcium and lime deposits that no amount of scrubbing could remove. This technique became essential as indoor plumbing became standard in American homes during the 1920s and 30s. Plumbers recommended monthly vinegar treatments to prevent mineral buildup from restricting water flow. The method works equally well on glass shower doors, where hard water creates cloudy spots that seem permanent. Our grandparents discovered that warming the vinegar slightly increased its effectiveness on stubborn deposits. Hotels in hard water areas trained housekeeping staff in this technique to maintain bathroom fixtures. The vinegar treatment can restore a showerhead's water pressure by dissolving internal mineral clogs. Commercial lime removal products contain hydrochloric acid that can damage chrome and require careful handling, while vinegar is safe for all fixture finishes. Regular vinegar treatment prevents the permanent etching that occurs when mineral deposits are left too long. De-wrinkle clothes without an iron. During the Great Depression, when electric irons were luxury items, people removed wrinkles by misting clothes with a vinegar water solution. Mix 1 part vinegar with 3 parts water in a spray bottle and lightly mist wrinkled garments while they hang. The weight of the damp fabric combined with gravity pulls out wrinkles as it dries. Traveling salesmen in the 1940s carried vinegar spray bottles to freshen suits between towns. The method works because vinegar relaxes fabric fibers without leaving water spots or residue. Our grandparents would hang clothes in the bathroom during hot showers, using the steam and vinegar combination for stubborn wrinkles. Department stores used this technique to remove packing wrinkles from new merchandise. The vinegar spray also eliminates static cling and refreshes fabric between washes. Theater companies still use this method for quick costume changes when there's no time for ironing. The slight vinegar smell disappears completely as clothes dry, leaving them fresh and wrinkle-free. Modern wrinkle release sprays cost $8 or more and contain chemicals that can irritate sensitive skin. Polish your furniture. Our grandparents created furniture polish by mixing 1 part vinegar with 2 parts olive oil, producing a finish that cleaned and protected wood simultaneously. This combination removes watermarks, light scratches, and built-up wax, while nourishing the wood to prevent drying and cracking. The recipe dates back centuries, but became widespread in American homes during the 1930s when commercial furniture polish was expensive. The vinegar cuts through dirt and old polish while the oil conditions the wood and creates a protective barrier. Antique dealers have used this formula for generations to restore valuable pieces without risking damage from harsh chemicals. Our grandparents would add a few drops of lemon essential oil for a fresh scent and extra cleaning power. The mixture works on all types of wood finishes, from raw wood to lacquered surfaces. Furniture factories recommended this treatment in care instructions before synthetic polishes became standard. The homemade polish costs about $1 to make, compared to $15 for premium wood care products. Museums still use variations of this formula to maintain historical furniture pieces. Unlike silicone-based polishes that build up over time, the vinegar-oil combination cleans as it polishes. Clean your stovetop. Before degreasing sprays existed, our grandparents tackled tough stove grease with heated vinegar solutions that cut through even baked-on spills. They'd warm equal parts vinegar and water, apply it to the stove surface while still warm, and let it sit for 10 minutes before wiping. The combination of acid and heat breaks down grease molecules that cold cleaners can't touch. This method was essential when wood and coal stoves required daily cleaning to prevent fire hazards. Restaurant cooks in the 1950s ended their shifts by cleaning commercial ranges with vinegar solutions. The technique works on all stove types, from vintage enamel to modern glass cooktops. Our grandparents often mixed in a tablespoon of dish soap for extra grease-cutting power. The vinegar also removes the rainbow discoloration that appears on stainless steel when overheated. Professional cleaning crews still prefer vinegar solutions for stove cleaning because they don't leave chemical residues near food preparation areas. The warm vinegar method eliminates the need for harsh scrubbing that can scratch surfaces. Commercial stove cleaners with similar effectiveness cost $12 or more per bottle. Freshen your garbage disposal. When garbage disposals became common in the 1950s, homeowners quickly learned that pouring half a cup of vinegar followed by baking soda kept them fresh and functioning properly. Let the mixture foam for 5 minutes before running hot water to flush away food particles and odor-causing bacteria. Our grandparents performed this maintenance weekly to prevent the foul smells that plague neglected disposals. The acid in vinegar dissolves grease buildup on the grinding mechanisms, while the foaming action dislodges trapped food particles. Plumbers in the 1960s recommended this treatment to extend disposal life and prevent costly repairs. The vinegar also kills the bacteria that create biofilm inside the disposal chamber. Apartment building managers taught tenants this technique to reduce maintenance calls. The treatment sharpens the disposal blades by removing corrosion and mineral deposits. Restaurant kitchens adopted this method for their heavy-duty disposals that process food waste constantly. Modern disposal cleaning products cost $10 and contain harsh chemicals that can damage rubber gaskets, while vinegar is safe for all disposal components. Prevent mildew in the bathroom. Our grandparents prevented bathroom mildew by spraying vinegar on tiles, shower curtains, and grout weekly, long before anti-mildew products existed. The acidic environment created by vinegar prevents mold and mildew spores from taking hold and multiplying. This preventive approach was far easier than trying to remove established mildew with harsh bleach solutions. Hotels in humid climates trained housekeeping staff to use vinegar sprays after each guest checkout. The method is especially effective on grout lines, where moisture accumulates and mildew typically starts. Our grandparents knew that once mildew stains set in, they become nearly impossible to remove completely. Public bathhouses in the early 1900s used vinegar solutions to maintain sanitary conditions. The vinegar treatment also prevents the pink bacteria that forms around drains and fixtures. Regular application creates an invisible barrier that mold spores can't penetrate. Modern mildew preventers contain toxic fungicides that require ventilation and gloves, while vinegar is safe enough to use daily. Professional mold remediation companies still recommend vinegar for preventing mildew recurrence after treatment. Extend the life of cut flowers. Florists in the 1920s shared the secret of adding a tablespoon of vinegar and a teaspoon of sugar to vase water to keep flowers fresh days longer. The vinegar inhibits bacterial growth that clogs flower stems, while the sugar provides nutrients. Our grandparents used this technique to make special occasion flowers last through important events. The acidic water helps flowers absorb nutrients more efficiently, keeping colors vibrant and petals firm. This method was especially valuable during the Depression, when flowers were rare treats that needed to last. The vinegar also prevents the cloudy, smelly water that develops in neglected vases. Garden clubs in the 1950s taught this technique as standard flower arranging practice. The treatment works for all flower types, but is especially effective for roses and carnations. Wedding planners relied on this method to keep centerpieces fresh throughout long receptions. Modern flower preservatives cost $5 per packet and contain similar ingredients to the vinegar-sugar combination. Professional florists still use variations of this formula for their premium arrangements. The mixture can extend flower life by up to a week compared to plain water. Clean fruit and vegetables. Before commercial produce washes appeared in the 1990s, our grandparents soaked fruits and vegetables in diluted vinegar solutions to remove pesticides, wax, and bacteria. Mix 1 part vinegar with 3 parts water and soak produce for 5 to 10 minutes before rinsing thoroughly. This practice became widespread in the 1960s as awareness of agricultural chemicals increased. The acid in vinegar breaks down pesticide residues that water alone can't remove. Studies have shown this method eliminates up to 98% of bacteria on produce surfaces. Our grandparents particularly used this for thin-skinned fruits like berries and grapes that absorb chemicals easily. Farmers' market vendors recommended vinegar washing to customers concerned about dirt and handling contamination. The treatment also extends produce shelf life by killing mold spores and bacteria that cause spoilage. Military field kitchens used vinegar solutions to sanitize fresh vegetables when refrigeration wasn't available. The method removes the waxy coating applied to apples and cucumbers for shipping. Commercial produce washes cost $8 to $12, while vinegar achieves better results for pennies per use. Boost the effectiveness of laundry detergent. Laundromat operators in the 1950s discovered that adding half a cup of vinegar to wash loads boosted detergent performance, especially in hard water areas. The vinegar softens water by neutralizing minerals, allowing detergent to work more effectively. This technique was crucial when automatic washers used more water and needed extra help to clean thoroughly. Our grandparents found that vinegar-boosted loads came out noticeably cleaner and brighter than detergent alone. The combination is particularly effective on white cotton and heavily soiled items. Military laundries adopted this method to handle the extreme dirt and odors from field uniforms. The vinegar also prevents detergent from depositing mineral residue on clothes that makes them look dingy. Professional laundries still use this technique for premium cleaning services. The acid helps break down protein-based stains like blood and grass that regular detergent might miss. Modern laundry boosters cost $10 to $15 and contain enzymes and brighteners that vinegar naturally provides. Adding vinegar can reduce the amount of detergent needed by up to 1/3, saving money and reducing environmental impact. Soften meat. Before commercial meat tenderizers became available in the 1960s, our grandparents marinated tough cuts in vinegar-based solutions for several hours before cooking. The acid in vinegar breaks down the tough protein fibers, making even cheap cuts tender and flavorful. This technique was essential during the Depression, when families could only afford tough, inexpensive meats. Butchers recommended vinegar marinades to customers buying cheaper cuts, like chuck roast or round steak. The method works especially well for game meats that tend to be lean and tough. Our grandparents would combine vinegar with herbs and spices to create flavorful marinades that both tenderized and seasoned. Restaurant chefs in the 1940s used vinegar marinades to ensure consistent tenderness in their dishes. The acid also helps meat absorb flavors more deeply than oil-based marinades alone. Different vinegars provide different flavor profiles, with apple cider vinegar being preferred for pork and white vinegar for beef. Thanks for joining us on this trip down memory lane. If you enjoyed discovering these timeless vinegar hacks, give it a like and share it with a friend. And don't forget to subscribe for more practical wisdom from the past.